Hello, welcome to another tutorial for Scratch, this time on how to write your journal. Don't forget that you have to hand in for your assignment your actual Scratch project as well as your design journal. It's actually really easy to do, and I'll give you an example. First thing you need to do is have a heading that tells us what it is, and also have your name. That's something people forget all the time that they really shouldn't. Then after that, it's just like a diary. You're going to put the date, and then you're going to write what you did each lesson. So the very first lesson, you might have something like showed in class how to download Scratch. You might also have something like given time to play Scratch games as research. The next day you might come home and your next step might be downloaded and installed Scratch at home. The next day you might have a lesson, and you might have been showed in class how to paint and import sprites. After that, you might have started painting main character. Then you might have, the next day, when you're at home between class, finished painting the character. So all your journal is a series of dates and things you did on those days. If you're having trouble remembering what days were what you did in class, you'll be able to ask your teacher and they should be able to tell you the different days that we did different lessons. Make sure when you do this you go into a lot of detail. So for instance, another entry here, you might have programmed the arrow keys to make character move. You might have something where you created a variable for score. If you looked up any videos like the ones on Taz McCarthy or on Learn Scratch or anywhere else, or looked up any tutorials, that's the type of thing you can include as well. So what you're looking to do is to show us a trail of crumbs for all the little things that make up your game. That'll help you as well when we're marking your assignment, because you have to have different inputs and different things you've painted, different things you bought in off the internet, different sounds. If you have them all listed here, we'll know what you've painted and we'll know what you've got off the internet. The very last thing you have to have in your journal is your final evaluation. This should be one paragraph, probably 2 paragraphs long. And we practiced these with a lot of projects earlier in the term. But to evaluate is to be like a judge. So you might give your project a score and you might write what's good and what's bad about it. You need to critique it. You might write what you found easy, what you found hard, the most fun things that you learnt. What would you do differently the next time you did it? So there's plenty to write about there, and that's what you would hand in for that. You have 2 options to hand that in. You can either save it as a Word file or whatever you're using and submit it electronically along with your Scratch project. Or if you like, you can select it all and copy it, and then come into Scratch, and then under Project Notes, it'll give you an area where you can paste it in, and then when we mark your Scratch, we'll just go to Project Notes and it'll all be there. 2 options, as long as it's done.